No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressiva Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
Good day, everyone, and to those of you who have not been watching us since 2 hours ago, welcome to Sound Espressiva, powered by Virtual Concert Halls. We're broadcasting from, I can't even say from where, we are on the virtual platform, so from all over the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm Anna Uspinskaya. I'm co-hosting today with my fabulous partner on stage, Margaret Pinder.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm coming to you from Beverley in Yorkshire in the north of England.
And Sound Espressiva is a new generation of competition. It's for classical musicians. It offers contestants to perform in live broadcasts from their own locations, anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed. Our panel of judges represent some of the top performing artists and music educators from around the globe. And the Sound Espressiva competition offers an unprecedented array of awards for our musicians and our contestants. So here we are, looking forward to round 2.
This is our second broadcast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and what a joy was to hear the contestants in the first one. Everyone was so well set up and so well prepared. It just felt beautiful, like a real concert performance. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday, we will be presenting semi-finalists who were chosen by the judges panel through a rigorous selection process of live preliminary auditioning. And we are moving on to the session, which is dedicated today to age group 15 through 18. And we're ready to present our first contestant. Oh, wait a minute. I think I skipped.
No.
Oh, no. I skipped introducing the judges. Margaret, please take over.
Yes. First of all, August. If we can have August, our first judge, August Antonov, wonderful pianist. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for giving your time and your expertise for us today in the competition. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
And let me introduce our next judge, Dave Coleman, trumpet. Dave, welcome. So great to have you back with us. And thank you for sharing your expertise, your time with the contestants and joining in this new format.
It's a pleasure and a privilege to be part of this. And it's also a real honor to be included among these distinguished judges and distinguished hosts. Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, David. And our next 2 judges were also judging in the previous session, so they've already had some experience of this format. So first of all, I'd like to introduce František Brixius, a cellist, who is coming back to join us for this session. Hello there.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
welcome back.
Hello. Nice to be back. Yeah, thanks for having me. The privilege to be with.
Yeah.
We have to admit the previous panel of judges failed completely.
Totally.
Dreadful. They were unable to come to a final decision of who to advance to the final round. So we had to make a choice on a fly to postpone the announcements to the end of the day.
I know. We were thinking, what part of judging do you not understand?
It's that.
Yeah.
And here we introduce Michal Shostak. Welcome, Michal.
Hello.
And you're part of the previous failed judges panel.
Another one.
Yes, it is great fun. So You will enjoy.
We gave them virtual tea and virtual biscuits. We thought that's not going to keep them very
it
long.
was tasty.
We were contemplating to send them virtual energy drinks. Come on, hurry up, make up your minds.
Yeah.
But those get stuck somewhere in the between the towers of transmission. I suppose you guys didn't get them. And now we'll be moving on to introducing the contestants. And welcome on stage our first contestant, Iliana Rong, a pianist, joining us from the United States. No, I'm sorry. Change of
No, we have a change.
order.
We have a change in the order.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a change in the order. The first contestant is Kaia Griggs, also from the United States.
Yeah.
Welcome. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Bravo, absolutely. Tremendous.
Bravo.
Bravo, what an inspiring performance. But I better not say anything now to the judges.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Great power, great sound, a lot of virtuosity. I am very happy to hear your performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. David.
Tremendously enjoyed the drama of your playing and the expressiveness of your playing. And I think, the rhapsodic quality, the way you would let rhythm flow, the way you would let time flow and then pull it back again, it's just lovely. You're really brilliantly talented. How old are you?
I'm going to be 18 tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Yes. That's great.
August, a couple of words.
Alrighty. Yes.
Yes,
Hi,
you should
Kaia.
ask
Nice
it.
to see. Hi, Kaia. Nice to see you again. Definitely enjoyed it. Well done. Congratulations. I loved it very much.
Thank you.
František?
Yeah, hello, Kaia. It was very nice. I like it very much. Yeah, so thank you for this. Yeah, and happy birthday tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes,
Just-
absolutely.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Yes!
Could the judges do a 4-part harmony happy birthday, do you think? Maybe not. Okay.
I think we'll get embarrassed if we try this one.
I think it's
There's going to be no prizes for that one, I think. So.
We haven't secured
no.
any prizes for that one. No, we did not.
all right.
But yes, congratulations. That piece is such a tour de force anyway.
What a
And
great
hear
way to
it-
start the session.
Absolutely, just
Absolutely.
fantastic. Well done so much.
Thank you, Kaia. We'll be moving to our next contestant, Margaret.
Yes, Chelsea Becker is joining us now, and she'll be playing the oboe, which is actually the very first semi-final session yesterday started with a young oboist from the UK, and who gave a wonderful performance. It's a marvelous instrument. So looking very forward to Chelsea. Hello, welcome to you.
Hello.
Yes.
We will. I'm sorry, we will need to interrupt the performance. Something happened to the sound at the moment. Sometimes the Wi-Fi connection fails, or something happens on the side from where performers are transmitting, and it always is disappointing. But we really want to present your performance in the most beautiful way. So we will recheck your settings. Please go to the green room and we will invite you back. Keep your composure, you're a beautiful player, and we want to hear every one of the gorgeous notes which we are prepared to play for us. Now let me find out if we have our next contestant ready to take the stage, and if not yet, Margaret, let's talk about some of the aspects of the competition. The contestants had gone through very rigorous prelims auditions, and part of the challenge was, of course, for everyone to learn how to connect their technology. And a lot of that technology is very, very new to all of us musicians, professional musicians, educators, and the students. So handling that is a learning curve.
It certainly is. Yeah, it certainly is, and it can be quite daunting because things can happen that are out of beyond your control, and that's always very disconcerting. So, I think our message to Chelsea is please don't let it upset you. We had a contestant actually in the previous round who had a slight technical problem at the beginning. And then she said it actually was a positive because she got so anxious about it that when she started playing, it was actually a relief. She said then she started to relax. So,
Exactly.
it is difficult. Yeah, it can be difficult. I mean, we've all done it. I mean, Anna, we've broadcast. How many times have we broadcast together now, recorded?
Oh my goodness!
And things still happen. They do. Those kind of things, and that. And I think that's just that. It is just one of those things. But so.
Yeah, it is part of performing on the virtual stage. However, I want to bring up that it is part of performing in the physical concert hall as well. First of all, I want to bring up this. Physical concert hall is noisy. People whisper, they shuffle pages in their hands, they drop their keys, and all kinds of things happen. And at least in my experience, I had one absolutely unforgettable moment in my own performing career, where I was on stage performing on a very large concert hall in Siberia. And I was performing a fifth Beethoven concerto. And as probably most of people know, it starts with a big E flat major chord of the orchestra tutti, and the pianist plays a short cadenza, and then it's followed by the next chord, and it goes 3 times like that. So the concert hall was built with no windows at all, and I think it was like 2,500 seats. It was packed, so the orchestra played that first chord, and I was slated for that very first cadenza, which is always a bit nerve-wracking because you would expect a tutti and you warm up and you listen, you get in the groove, but no, you have to start with that big presence of a pianist in there. So I was gearing up to make sure I don't fall on my face for that first cadenza, and as the orchestra was holding ta-dum, the first chord, the lights started to go dim very gradually. And well, I said, nah, okay, that's not going to throw me off track. So I played the first cadenza, then the second chord comes. The lights continue to go dimmer and dimmer and dimmer on stage. And the concert hall, the audience space is already dark. That was a very traditional concert hall where the lights go off completely and you're on a bright lit stage, 10 feet tall. And and then the stage lights go dimmer and dimmer. And the third chord comes back in, and there's no more light left at all. So, and I'm playing that
Lord.
cadenza, and it's pitch dark. There was not even a glimpse of light, and racing thoughts are going through my mind. What am I going to do now? 2,500 people, and
Well, you're playing blind.
I'm playing blind, but that's not the worst part. What am I going to do after that?
Yeah, well, that's a different kind of technical problem. Now, Avgust is
That's
actually...
a different kind of technical problem.
But Avgust said he has actually, he said that Avgust come to join us because he does actually have something to offer on the subject.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you the end of that story.
Oh, go on, yes, go on.
It didn't end there because it's like a fairy tale story, but it really happened. So I'm coming, so I'm playing the last part of the cadenza, and then the lights start going back up. And at that point, that's the most freakish moment because I was already preparing that we're going to stop, we're going to announce technical difficulties, and we'll just restart when the lights go up. But I can see the lights are coming up, so I guess we're on. So I'm coming back, and when are we going to get on? So I'm coming to that big trill, the long trill, the fermata trill before the orchestra comes in with the tutti. And when I'm at that trill, I can already see the silhouette of the conductor next to the left, and I'm starting to see the silhouettes of the musicians in the orchestra gradually appearing from the darkness, and everybody's faces, of course, are completely freaked out. And then I'm playing the trill, I'm looking at the conductor, what am I going to do? And I can see the conductor saying, hold the trill, they said the lights are going to be back. So I'm holding the trill and my hand is starting to tense up. I'm feeling like another half a minute of that trill and they'll have to chop off my hand. It's too long. It's a fast trill.
Yeah, well.
And the most amazing thing is, I was able to hold the trill and the lights were bright enough so the orchestra went right back into playing. I remember this for both experiences, the unusual experience on stage, but also for one of probably the longest and the most phenomenal standing ovations we got at the end of that concerto.
Oh, wow.
The audience really appreciated the entertaining experience of that. So let's see if, please, August, you have a story to tell.
No problem. No problem. Well, because we're talking about technology, I was like, let me come in and help kill a bit of the time between the contestants.
It looks like we have Scarlett, our next contestant, ready to perform. So, but we would like to hear that story.
Oh.
Yes.
So we'll come back to the story.
Later. No stories, but later. Yeah.
Thank you. And now we'll introduce Chelsea Becker, an oboe player. Please come on stage. Welcome.
Is it who have we got? I think actually.
No, it's Scarlett.
Yes, Scarlett. They're still working on
Scarlett. Oh, Chelsea is still working on the sound check.
Yeah, so we're getting that right.
Scarlett, please unmute yourself. Make sure you come on stage unmuted. Thank you very much. Welcome on stage, Scarlett Chen. Welcome.
Hello, welcome, Scarlett.
Should I go ahead with my presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We're all attention.
I will be playing John This piece depicts the life of John Brown, the American abolitionist who devoted his lifetime to eliminating slavery. His tragic life was full of sorrow and violence, including his own death, which you will hear at the end of the piece, where he is executed at the gallows. I hope you enjoy.
Cava.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow. Wow. Impressive. Impressive. It's very impressive. Where are you from?
I'm from the U.S.
Yeah, but which state, which city?
Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles. No, it's a great piece. It's a wonderful choice, especially given the period outgoing right now in the U.S. with the Black Lives Matter and such. It's a definitely great choice. I personally never heard it before, so it was a pleasure to hear it and pleasure to actually hear you play it. So very well done. Thank you.
Yes, that's it. It's such an interesting category to choose as well. Innovative and ambassador, and I think we can see how that piece worked. How that piece worked for that. Michel, I wonder what as another keyboard. I just wonder how you felt about that.
I also never heard this piece. It was very interesting because of the piece itself, but your performance was very deep. I felt real. I could imagine the whole story, the whole context of this composition, and I saw your deep control on the instrument. You not only played the music, but I felt your feelings from this piece. So it was really interesting. Thank you very much.
thank you. David?
Yes, I thought it was fantastic. What a great piece! And while you were playing that, I could see images in my mind. And growing up in the U.S., I'm familiar with the story of John Brown, and you captured not only the pathos and the drama of his life, but the violence of his life and the violence that ended his life. And you really gave that piano quite a good beating, and it held up well. I mean, it was really impressive. Very, very good.
Thank you, David. František?
Hello, Scarlett. Thank you. That was really very nice. Yeah, and I especially appreciate the choice of the repertoire, and I think it's important, and if the musician sometimes or can kind of have some other message or connect some piece with the story or that. So this is really good, and thank you for that, because that's really fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, then from us, thank you very much for bringing more unusual repertoire on the classical stage.
Yes,
This was...
it's not often we get music that's almost a political statement, wasn't it? It was quite tremendous.
Well, especially right now with the way, with what's going on in the United States between Black Lives Matter, the shooting that we've had in the U.S. The past few months, and all the
that's
all
a
the
musical...
no. Let's stay out of the political part of the issue, but all the drama surrounding the shootings and the various deaths over there. It's definitely a great choice.
Yeah, very powerful. I thought very, very powerful.
Powerful choice of piece, yep.
I like the way you subtly brought out the blue notes within that piece. It was just lightly touched upon and just really lovely, really well done. And yeah, John Brown's life was it was really an American tragedy, and you brought out the tragedy of his life as well as the heroism that existed within his life and the tremendous odds that he stood up against. So bravo, really well done. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you very much. And we'll be moving on to our next contestant. Let me introduce Marina Wong, a violinist.
Yeah.
Please welcome on stage. Wonderful to have you.
Hi, thank you for having me. So I'm going to be playing the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, third movement today.
Bravo, bravo.
Wow.
What an exhilarating
Wow.
performance.
Just, the energy, wonderful energy.
Wonderful,
Great technique.
such an infusion of coffee in there.
Yeah.
And now to the judges, please.
I guess I'll start again.
Please.
Hi, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to hear you play, Miss Marina Wong. Quick couple of questions. Are you playing on this on playback, or do you have a pianist with you?
No, I have a pianist with me.
Ooh,
Can
we welcome
could you do us
pianist?
could you do us a favor and have her show up on camera and introduce herself or himself?
Please.
I
we
don't know
would
if
like
it's a he
to-
or she. It's a he.
Wonderful. Bravo,
Yeah, good
bravo.
job.
So with that
great support.
said, where are you guys from?
I'm from New York City.
New York City, and the pianist as well, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, I'm the studio pianist for this violin studio.
Which university?
No,
Eastman?
This is a private studio, the Elizabeth Paisley studio in New Jersey.
Well, very nice. It's definitely well played and definitely well done.
Can we have your name, please?
I'm Michael Wittenburg.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for
nice to meet
supporting
Michael.
Marina's
Yes.
performance.
Good job, Mr. Wittenberg.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
František, maybe you also, as a string player, as a cellist and string player.
Marina, yes, yeah, I like it very much. Yeah, maybe just there could be a little bit more rubatos, but yes, it got the full movement together. That was very nice, yeah, and it's got kind of like drive. Yeah, yeah. So that's the only one small thing. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, thanks for a nice evening.
Mikhail, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, a lot of energy, a lot of colors, great technique. It was very enjoyable. Thank you very much.
David?
Considering that our host is Russian, I think the selection of Tchaikovsky was absolutely a brilliant.
I gotta admit, I love the piece.
Oh, it's a great
It
piece, you know.
is a great piece.
Yeah, you play so beautifully. Your technique is spectacular, and gosh, you know, you were doing things on the violin that I could only dream of on the trumpet. So, thank you so very much. What a great performance. Thank you.
Thank you both. It's such a wonderful treat to hear the real ensemble come on the virtual stage and perform. That was a real treat. Thank you. We'll be moving on to our next contestant. Let's welcome on stage Iliana Rong, a pianist. Welcome, Iliana. Great to see you.
Hello,
Welcome on
Iliana.
stage.
Welcome. fireworks there. Lovely.
Absolutely.
Yes. August.
Well, first of all, nice to meet you, Iliana. Very nice to meet you. Well played. Well played. My only comment, and it's not critical or anything, and it all depends on your teacher as well. Use the soft pedal more often. Would add more tone, difference of tone. Otherwise, very well played.
Yeah. Lovely. David.
Yes, I really enjoyed your playing. My mom was a pianist, and in fact, I learned how to play the trumpet to get out of taking piano lessons from my mother. Which, but I wanted to say that was just really beautifully done. The only encouragement I would have is that at certain points in the piece, I think you can add silence. I think you can add breathing room. I think you can let a phrase fade away before you begin the next phrase, especially on the parts that are more rhapsodic, that are more lyrical. But that's not meant as a criticism. It's just an alternative way of looking at things. You play beautifully. Your last name should be right, not wrong, because you got it right. You did a great job.
Oh, that's really charming, David. Thank you. Yes, I think that's a good point, that learning to play silence in some ways can be as important as learning to play the notes. František.
Yeah, that was very, very good. I enjoyed the piece very much. As mentioned, I maybe wouldn't be like worried to go to maybe the next time, or if you're really continuing studying this piece, to go a little bit behind the music, so you can do a little bit more bigger. But it was really nice. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So thank you for that, and yeah, well done.
Yes, Michel.
Yes, Liliana, I am very happy that you have a Polish soul, because the Chopin was a Polish guy from origin. He left Poland to France, to Paris. But even that you are very young musician, you are very mature artist. I felt Polish soul. I felt that you keep control, that you are trying to find something more, not only the notes, not only the simple structure of the piece, but also something more. It's very good, and I think that in next years, when you will develop your personality, I think that this element will also explode. So it was very interesting. Thank you very much.
Well, I think that's great. If you get a vote of confidence from a Polish gentleman for your performance of Chopin, I think then you've obviously achieved a great thing there. So thank you very much, Iliana. Thank you very much indeed. If you go back to the green room and wait for us there, so we can all talk to you again at the end. And then I'm looking forward to our next contestant, Chelsea. I hope your tech is working. We're really sorry. I know it's disrupting and it can be unnerving, but well done for everybody who's pulled it back together. And here you are back. So Chelsea, welcome, and looking very, very much forward to hearing you play now. Thank you.
both of you,
Yes.
the contestant and your accompanist, your pianist. What a treat again to hear the ensemble. So to the judges now.
David, I think, yes.
Okay. First off, bravo. That was just terrific. Your sense
Thank
of
you.
pitch is just spectacular. You're really, really dead in tune and really a good job there. And I especially enjoyed on the Praying Mantis the ability to match those staccato attacks, to have them all, sound essentially identical. That's really difficult to do. And your sense of pace, especially on the Praying Mantis, I'm not at all familiar with that piece, and it was really a pleasure to hear that. Thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
just played beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you.
František?
Hello, Chelsea. Thank you for this wonderful evening. And sorry you get the technical problems. Actually, I think it was the second time it was like better. So, and I like the choice of the repertoire as well. That was like really good. And yeah, as mentioned, the sound was terrific. It was just like really, really good. And yeah, basically, thank you. I enjoyed
Thank
both
you.
pieces like very, 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 very nicely. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Mikhail, would you like to add some?
Yes, for sure. So Chelsea, I enjoyed your performance. You have nice personality. You are laughing person. It's very good. Small advice: try to play something from inside of you. Not only notes. I know that you are young. It's just the beginning of your career. I am sure that you will amazing everybody very soon. But try to add something. Not only notes, because notes is just the beginning.
Okay.
Open yourself. Show us something, and then everything will be perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
August, would you like to add?
No, it was very good. I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved your breathing, your phrasing, your sound was very good. Definitely well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all. And thank you, Chelsea, for hanging on and
Thank you so much.
persevering. And to your pianist, too. I'm sure it was challenging to go through, starting your performance and then going to do the recheck and all of that. You did fantastic job. And
Yeah.
what a composition and what a drive. I think we all can learn from this young lady and how she went straight back on stage, just like
Yeah,
the real artist would.
That's an important skill as well for an artist, absolutely. I have to tell, I spent quite a lot of time in Indonesia and I'm extremely fond of praying mantises. So that piece, actually, it really was so evocative. I thought it was absolutely stunning. And again, the way you allowed the silence to work as well. Really, really lovely performance. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. And Chelsea, please stay with us because at this time we will be asking the judges panel to leave the broadcast studio. We prepared a private deliberation room for the judges, and the judges will be deliberating there and making their decisions about advancing the contestants to the final rounds of the Sound Espressivo competition. And meanwhile, we would like to invite the contestants to join us for a brief interview. We have some questions we would like to ask you all. So who do we have here coming in? We have Kaia and we have Chelsea, and we may be getting more of the contestants who performed in this session. But we'll start with the two of you ladies. Now that you've performed twice in real time through internet broadcast in front of the judges, how was the experience? And my personal question, would you do it again? Kaia would like to go first.
Yeah, sure. I would definitely do it again. I've grown since the first performance, and I definitely took the judges' comments into consideration, and I think I delivered better than I did in the first round, which is definitely uplifting to me. And so I think it's a good experience to learn how to go through a new format and adjust and
Make sure you leave this for
adaptable. But yeah, I would definitely do it again.
Wonderful. Chelsea, you've gone through the ordeal today. Would you go through this again?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been an amazing experience to play in a competition like this, and I definitely agree with Kaia. I think that from my first performance in the prelim auditions, I took the judges' comments into consideration, and I really just wanted to enjoy myself and just give the best performance that I could possibly give today.
That's a real true artistic attitude. Incredible. I think us as professionals, we can learn from these young musicians. So pure and so down to the point. Perform, learn, perform again. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, and also to enjoy performing. I think that's a great way, because sometimes, especially in a competition, it's easy to lose sight of that, because you've got so I'm glad you were able to enjoy it.
Absolutely. We have Scarlett, Iliana, and Marina joining us. We're discussing, now that you've gone through 2 live performances in front of the judges and judges' comments, the process, how was that process for you, and would you do it again? Scarlett, would you like to step in and comment a few?
Yeah, I definitely think it was like such a different experience.
Scarlett, if you can get a little bit closer to the microphone, maybe we'll hear you a little bit better. That's all right.
Can you hear me okay?
I think that's a little better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying it was just such a great experience and such a different experience from competing live, and I think it's really valuable that we can use this time to continue doing like what we would usually be doing, just on a different platform. And I think the first round comments were really helpful, and I think it just expanded my view of competing and performing for others.
Interesting. Did it ever cross your mind after the prelim auditions, well, maybe I don't want to go on, this is just too nerve-wracking?
I thought it's really different competing like in my own living room than like on a big stage and everything, and I thought it was a little nerve-wracking to like use all the different broadcast rooms and stuff, but I think overall it was just a really great learning experience, and I think it's going to push my live competing hopefully to another level.
Interesting. Iliana, maybe you have something to add? How was your experience?
Honestly, not really. My experience was pretty similar to the others, I think. I liked that the preliminary round was private. Wait.
Keep going, I think we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I like that the preliminary round was private because it made it a lot less nerve-wracking, and the comments were really helpful as I practiced for this round. Yeah.
Good, thank you. Marina, would you do it again? How was your experience?
Yes, I had a very good experience. I liked how, how other people have said, the preliminary round was a private, but this one was more public, so that you can get an experience performing under a little bit more pressure, and I liked having that.
So it sounds like all of you ladies are high pressure people. You like the pressure, you persevere through challenges, you get on stage, you give it your best. My goodness, I'm hearing the best of the real artist's attitude. You're fighters. And we will be concluding this session, and the judges are still deliberating, and we learned a hard lesson from the first session. Judges seem to need to take some time before they make the decision. So all decisions will be announced at the end of the day, after the last session, which starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. And after that session is concluded and the judges for that session determine who will advance to the final round, we will make announcements about all sessions of today. And now we prepared something interesting, Margaret, didn't we?
We did. I just wanted to say, I think it's a credit to the contestants that the judges are taking the time they are, and also we just felt we owe it to the contestants and the judges to give them the time, to give them the time they need to do that. It seemed only fair. Yes, what we have some wonderful comments from various people we've spoken to, performers, educators, people working in the business, for the contestants, to give you some inspiration, give you some thoughts to take away from today and take forward into your careers. And again, we extend our thanks to you and your accompanist, obviously. We're all wishing you all the very best for the end of the session when the judges' decisions are announced.
Absolutely. And you will be able to hear and watch the messages from some of the top musicians in the industry and managers and educators who wanted to pass on their wishes to you and their deepest thoughts about what it takes to continue to be productive, active, in demand, and creative when the challenges are on your way. So please stay tuned and watch these people speak from their deepest of their heart to you, our contestants.
Well, I think that this time of the pandemic gives us time to reflect on our role and of what is a musician and what are we here on earth, what are we doing with our lives. And I think that kind of made it very clear that communication, it's what it's about, and making sure that people listen to us and hear our message. So I think take your time now that you have it to reflect on your message and to perfect it and to know more what you have to say and say it better.
Music is not going anywhere. Music is what gives us life. It gives life to other people. And it's really one of the most important things that we have in this whole world. So as a young artist, know that you are really important and that you're not superfluous. I mean, it might seem that something that is more tangible is maybe better than music, but there's nothing better than music. You use your whole self. It's a physical activity like being a sportsman. It's a mental activity, being an analyst, so you can figure out all about the music. And most importantly, it's a soul and spiritual activity where you must go inside and see how you're made and see what you do want to express to the world. So don't let anybody put you down, so to speak. Oh, you'll never make a living as a cellist. You will, if you want. And it's one of the most important things that life has to offer and share. So keep it up, practice hard, hone your craft, and communicate with others.
First message is to my fellow judges that this is unique competition, that we need to make sure, that we make it as unbiased as possible. And to all the participants, I would like to wish that they would feel playing like in their own room, yes, to get the best out of it, because I think this competition gives that opportunity. So I wish everyone, and I look forward to listen to everyone who I will be kind of able to listen, of course. And I'll try to listen as many as possible.
Right, like, I mean, I can judge from a standpoint, actually, I'm a violinist, but if I'm not bound by technical problems that pianists have, I feel that sometimes perhaps I can judge piano competition maybe even more fairly in terms of musicianship, because of course I know, I mean, I'm not, you know, I've also studied the piano and I compose, I use the piano, but I'm not a pianist. But I'm only thinking about whether this musical performance moves me or if it doesn't. The same, I could judge a singing competition and say, wow, this is, you know, and that would be more sort of unbiased, I feel like, because as a violinist, I'm also, if I'm judging, I'm still biased in some ways about, I mean, I'm really trying always not to be if I'm judging competition, but you have some kind of feeling, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you feel like, oh, you know, like as a singer, I'm sure, Galina, you also think like, oh, you know, you have this immediate like response, like, oh, okay, technical ability plus this, and then when you're judging, let's say flute, which I think neither of us play, right? We'll be like, okay, it doesn't matter, we just listen. Yeah, which is very important.
Just, I guess one of the things that I would want everyone to focus is to be very truthful to your expression and to really try hard, but know that it's inch by inch and that you have to try one step at a time, and you keep going and you keep going, and that the can-do attitude in the face of adversity or misfortune or the difficulty is truly the key to success. And I feel that in competition circuit, it's very important to have that can-do attitude. Anything is possible, and that you can really aim to be the best that you can be. And once you reached what you think is the best, there's still even more place to grow, and there's always a place to grow. So all the best, and I look forward to hearing many of you on stage.
To congratulate all who applied. I congratulate you on your motivation, on your hope, and on your positive spirit. Come, apply, join with us, believe in your dreams, and believe that you can achieve everything you want to achieve. So I'm looking forward to hear you all and to have this pleasure to be a jury member of this great project and great competition.
There's really no downside to doing this. There's really no reason not to do this. There's nothing but benefit to be gained. And I promise we'll be kind and gentle to you, you know, and encouraging and positive. You know, really, I would strongly encourage you to sign up for this. This is something that's on the cutting edge. And I think in later years, especially younger folks that are signing up for this, in later years, you're going to look back and say, gosh, I was at the ground level. I was at the launch of something that was pretty spectacular, a pretty wonderful moment in history. And I think you'll be really proud of that.
Hello, contestants. I wish you all the very, very best of luck in all your endeavors. Very, very pleased to be on the jury for this wonderful competition. I would like to assure you that you will be in a welcoming and very safe environment, and I think it's going to be enjoyable as opposed to most competitions. I think we're going to really enjoy ourselves. So just play what you love and just play your hearts out.
Hi, students and teachers. First of all, I would like to commend both of you for working so hard during this very difficult time when I'm sure that most of you have been working online. So already by entering this competition, I'm tremendously, I admire your work, and I'm so impressed by what you have done so far, even before hearing you. Like Sam said, I would like you to use this experience as just expressing what you've been working on this whole time, just to show us what you've been doing. And I promise that everybody listening to you, we're all on your side. We want the best from you, and we want you to just have a good time. So no stress, have fun.
For everyone.
including myself, music judge. I'd like to see anyone. I mean, you can be a new face. It's completely open to anyone. So we can build a new platform of the music industry that go beyond what we have at the moment, and we can create a new tradition of the music from now on. So hopefully I can see you on live from now on. So please join us.
I've been a part of a lot of different sort of festivals and competitions and done things myself, and the dynamic of this competition is fantastic. You're going to be able to try out new technology and do something kind of new and weird and strange, and like it'll be out of your comfort zone. That's for sure. Or not, and this might be the thing that you love to do. And I think all of that's good, and it's the beginning. So it's the beginning, and we're not setting any standards or any bars or any rules and so forth. So this is definitely the time to kind of break out and like see what it's all about.
First element, do have a message. If you don't have anything to say, try to think. Try to find your message. Sometimes you will need to think just a few minutes. Sometimes you need to think many years to understand what you want to say to the people. Then, don't be afraid of judging you by other people. You don't play for judges. You don't play for people who don't like your music or don't like your art. You are playing to give a message to each person from your audience. Even that if your audience will be thousands of people. Because, as I said, the element of the artist, work of art, and the receiver, this process belongs to just two people, one artist and one receiver of this process. And try to have open eyes. Don't focus only on your instrument. If you play violin, try to listen piano music. If you play organ, try to listen orchestral music, because we are using different instruments, because we are combined by the history, by somebody's decision, by our decision with this particular instrument. But the instrument is only a way of transferring our message. So, of course, we need to develop our skills. We need to develop technique. We need to develop how we use our instrument. But not less important is our message. If you have a message, you will find the form of your message. So these three elements, in my opinion, will be the most basic, but can be used by all performance, in all instruments, by singers, by instrumentalists, to say something to the world. You never know who will listening you. You never know when somebody will listen to you. You never know what will happen next. But try to say something.
I would say that it's about reminding yourselves why you're a musician. I found in the pandemic that I've had a lot of time to reflect, and took me a while, but it made me realize that I love my colleagues. I like playing music, and I like being involved in the arts. I find it's the closest way to feel happy and find some humanity in the world. And so I encourage you all to keep going. There are times that are difficult. I struggle too through the challenges of not all being together. But I have hope for all of us. And even though some of the days right now feel very long, I think each day just find some beauty and hone your craft and try to follow your passions.
Never stop learning. Always stay positive and keep making and listening to beautiful music.
I would say just continue creating, always create no matter what. And also when you look to how to start your career, if that's what you're doing, or wherever you are in your career, I made the transition, and maybe you can make a similar transition, working really hard and waiting for great things to happen, to working really hard and creating great things that can happen. And one of those is your participation in Sound Espressivo competition and all the other things that you will create in your life. Do it with passion and let the passion lead everything else.